These are legal myths that you may still believe. Did you know that ignorance of the law is not a defense when it comes to criminal actions or even civil actions? If you didn't know something was legal, that's still not a defense. And so a lot of times people get the law wrong. And so I wanted to talk about some common things people believe or some common things people do, and it's just not right. Or I wouldn't recommend you handle that situation like this. But real quick, this video is for entertainment purposes. I am not your attorney, even though I am an attorney. You should consult with a local lawyer in your area for your specific situation. All right, number one, going 5 miles over the speed limit is not legal, okay? Even if you heard another police officer say they give people leeway going 5 miles over the speed limit. So if you get a ticket going 5 miles over the speed limit and you go to court and say, hey, I only went 5 miles over the speed limit, you are admitting to speeding. You are speeding if you're going 5 miles over the speed limit. On the civil side, you're in a car accident and you just say, hey, I was only going 5 miles over the speed limit. You are admitting to speeding, and you may have an expert witness say, hey, this accident would not have happened if he was not going 5 miles over the speed limit. 5 miles over the speed limit is speed. I'm gonna call Attorney House. I know he can help me out with this situation. Hey, Attorney House, man, how you doing? Hey, this John. Man, I need an attorney, man. Decided to call you because, you know, they say we look just like it sounds like. Yeah, man, I just sent you a video. I got pulled over going 5 miles over the speed limit. Yeah, 5 miles over the speed limit. That ain't speed, ain't it? Alright, but I gotta ask you about some more stuff, but let me ask you about this real quick. Man, I put my mom on my health insurance. Not health insurance, I put my mom, what they call? Life insurance. That's smart. You know, I want her to help my kids out. You know, if I die or something. You know, even though she's 70, I still want to put her on my life insurance so she can help my kids out, something happen to me. Oh, that ain't no good idea, because she 70. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Number two, this goes kind of like estate planning, and so consult your lawyer when you're going through this process. But in general, I see some people leave life insurance in their mom's name and they have children. Their general thought is, something happened to me, I know my mom can use this money to take care of my kids. However, sometimes their mom predeceased them, dies before them, and then they die, and that life insurance becomes part of your mom's estate. In your mom's estate, the life insurance will go to your mom's heirs. And who life insurance is? Your siblings and your mom's spouse. And so at that point, you're hoping your siblings and your spouse will let the money go to your children. However, people act funny when money comes. Before you go, you hoping on hope. So think twice and consult a lawyer before putting life insurance in your mom's name. Because you go, if your mom go, then you go, and you never change your life insurance beneficiary, then life insurance get caught up in the estate process. But here on the flip side, the good thing about life insurance is that it does not have to go through an estate process if that person's still alive. So if you pass away and your mom's still alive, the beneficiary is still alive, then it goes straight to that person without even having to go to court. But this incident is just for, like, your mom's obviously going to be older than you, so she may pass away for you. You never change the beneficiary, then you die, and then the heirs of your mom's estate is now the beneficiary of the life insurance that's supposed to go to your kids. So think twice about that. Wow, yeah, man, I just bailed out of jail. When I got pulled over earlier, they gave me a DUI arresting me. So I'm walking home. I'm gonna tell you about that in a second. But yeah, I was doing my will, and I was wondering, you know, when I die, my will gonna automatically go to my kids. Probate. All right, number three, a will is not always effective soon as that person dies. So if somebody has a will, most of the times you need to get a probate before it can be effective. Now, sometimes, in some cases, especially in small cases, you can just sign like an heirship affidavit and don't have to get the will probated to handle certain things like talking to the loan company or something like that. But if that person died and had a big estate, let's say they own a house, you know, that house had a mortgage on the house worth $300,000.
you gotta get that will probated before you can even, put that house and those beneficiary names on that will. So most of the time, more likely than not, you gotta get a will probated before it's effective. Just because a person has a will does not mean it's automatically effective. You have to get it probated. There are some exceptions to where you don't have to get it probated, as far as like a beneficiary on life insurance, like I was just talking, or a beneficiary on bank accounts listed. You can just, if it's listed properly at the bank account or the life insurance, you don't have to worry about getting probated, access those funds. But more likely than not, if there's no beneficiary listed on those accounts, stuff like that, you gotta get that will probated. Okay.
How you doing, Mr. Officer? Okay, I got your license and registration. Got you. My license. Yeah, they're good. Huh? Oh, yeah, tell you the truth and you let me go? Okay, I guess since you're being nice about it, I'll tell you the truth. I only had about 3-4 beers, but I promise you, I'm fine to drive. I am not drunk. I'm good. And those 3-4 beers was like, 30 minutes ago. What? Step out the car? What you want me to step out the car for? I told you the truth.
Number 4, the police can lie to you before they arrest you. I see this happen a lot. Somebody's get pulled over, and then the police is like, "Hey man, I smell some weed. You got some weed in the car? Just let me know. I want to arrest you." And the person goes ahead and say, "Yeah, I got some weed in here, but I didn't smoke it earlier." You will get arrested for drug possession. Especially, this is in a state where weed is illegal. Weed is legal in your state. I don't know how that works in states where weed is legal, but in states where weed is illegal or any other drug, weed is just an example. If somebody lied to you, if the police lie to you, they can still arrest you once you tell them the truth. Okay? That's legal. Police can legally lie to you.
Oh man, I'm getting pulled over. I ain't doing nothing this officer tell me. I ain't gotta do anything this officer tell me to do. I know my rights. I ain't doing nothing. I ain't gotta do anything.
Number 5, if you get pulled over at a traffic stop, you have to follow the police's orders. Okay? Some people think because you don't have to talk to the police and you don't have to answer the questions during the traffic stop, then they think they don't have to follow the orders either. Yes, you have to follow the order. You can just tell them you're not discussing your day when they ask you questions. So remember, you don't have to discuss your day during the traffic stop, and you can, deny a search if they don't see anything in plain view, but you have to follow their orders. They ask you to get out of the car, you gotta get out of the car, okay? All right. So if you're getting value from this video, please consider liking this video and subscribing to get more legal content like this. Thanks. And let's get on to number 6.
Huh? Yeah. Okay. I get out. What? You want to search my vehicle? Because you smell alcohol, my bro? You can't search my vehicle without a warrant. Somebody, you see an open bottle? An open, empty alcohol bottle? You still need a warrant to search my car?
Number 6, kind of piggybacking off the last one. Police don't always need a warrant to search your car. Only thing they need is probable cause. Then also, if they see something in plain view, they can confiscate something in plain view. You have some cocaine on your seat, they can confiscate that, and it may lead to probable cause when they can now search your car. Police do not always need a warrant to search your car. However, if there's nothing in plain view and they still ask to search your car and they don't have any probable cause, you can tell them, no, I do not want my car to be searched. Okay? So just remember, police can search your car, they got probable cause. However, you can tell them no if they don't have any probable cause. All right? A lot of people get that confused.
Yeah, Attorney House, I gotta stop walking for this question. Man, I've been having trouble, man. My baby mama, remember I was telling you about her? Yeah, man, even though I pay $150 a month child support, she want me to help her pay half on after school. Do I have to do that? Man, she could just get my half from child. Oh, half on extracurricular activities? Okay. All right.
Number 7, a little family law in here. So this is big for child support cases. In a child support case, if you're paying child support and you're the non-custodial parent, that's not all you have to do. That should be common sense, but some people get kind of stuck on the fact that they're paying child support, that they don't have to do anything else. So even if you pay child support, you're still supposed to go a half on extracurricular activities. They have to be reasonable extracurricular activities, but you still have to pay half on extracurricular activities. So just because you pay child support, that's not enough. You're still supposed to go half on those extra things.
Yeah, man. And I want to sue these other folks too for the other situation I'll tell you about. I want to sue them at least about $25,000. You gonna file a lawsuit for me? And I want a court date next week. Next week. Why I can't get no court date next week? Gotta go through the legal process. Discovery.
Number 8. This happens a lot. I had to catch myself to make sure I explain the civil litigation process more to my clients. A lot of people think you can just file a lawsuit and you automatically get a court date. That does not work when you're dealing with major lawsuits. Now, you're dealing with city court and small claims court. Yes, you filed a lawsuit against the person and then you get a court date. But if you're dealing with a major lawsuit in Mississippi, anything over $3,500 has to be filed at the higher court levels, like circuit court. And so it's higher in other states. But anything over $3,500 in Mississippi, you have to file a circuit, and you don't just automatically get a court date. You have to file and go through the litigation process, and then you eventually get a court date. Now, on the family side of civil litigation, you can file something, then ask the judge for a court date for like emergency relief, because that's family law is different from suing somebody for damages. But in general, when you file a lawsuit, you don't just automatically get a court date. You gotta go through the litigation process.
Yeah. I still want to file that lawsuit though. But let me tell you about another situation. So my cousin Jack and my other cousin Tyrone a $5,000 check to cash his account to give him the money. They split the money. Now the police coming after Tyrone because they said it was a fraudulent check that Jack gave him. And Jack done moved to California. Can't nobody get in touch with him. So can Tyrone go to jail? Or do Tyrone have to pay that money back even though it was fraud? Not on his. Tyrone didn't know. Oh, he still gonna be held liable? Oh, okay. Well, I'll let him know what you said.
Number 9. Unfortunately, this happens a lot. You see those scam checks coming out and people deposit them thinking it's legit. However, they find out that it's not legit. And unfortunately, if you deposit a scam check, a false check, knowingly that was false, even unknowingly, you still could be held liable for those funds in there. And so be careful when you deposit checks for people. You should question why you won't just deposit that check for yourself. You will be held liable for that false check. The bank is going to want that money back, and you make it even get some of those criminal charges. So if you unknowingly deposit a false check from somebody purposely, then you still can be held liable. At worst, you still owe that money back. But if they find out you knew the check was false, then you can get some criminal liability. Even if you didn't know the check was false, sometimes you still can get criminal liability. So be careful depositing checks for other people. If you deposit a check for other people, you should question why they couldn't just deposit a check for themselves, their account.
But yeah, back to that $25,000 case I want you to sue for. Yeah, man, if we can't win that case, I want you to take that one all the way to the Supreme Court. What you mean I can't take it all the way to the Supreme Court? You can take any case to the Supreme Court, can't you?
Number 10, you can easily take your case to the Supreme Court. No, you cannot easily take your case to the Supreme Court. A lot of people are like, man, I'm going to file this lawsuit and I'm going to fight all the way to the Supreme Court. You may can fight all the way to the Supreme Court in your state, but in the U.S. Supreme Court, they actually pick and choose cases what they argue. They turn down cases all the time that they won't hear. And so it's not really easy to go all the way to the federal Supreme Court.
All right, Attorney House. This is my last question about estate planning. About my will, you say it had to be probate. But can I just tell everybody that I want one child have this house, one child have that house. Oh, okay, yeah, well, probate. I got you loud and clear.
Number 11, this is a back to estate planning. This is a big one. A lot of times people think because somebody who own land just told them how they want land split, that when that person passes away, it just automatically becomes that. Unfortunately, that's not how it works. And so that's why you need a will. If you have a will, you can tell how you want each part of the land to go. Then in addition to the will, you want to get a property survey to split out their property and to get property descriptions for each person. So a deed can be written for each person in their land. So let's say you got a dad with 4 kids, and he has 10 acres of land. He want to get 2.5 acres of land to each person. Dad needs to hire a property surveyor and get a property description for each 4 parts of that land, and have a deed ready, deeded to his kids for each of those 4 acres, and put that in the will. Honestly, he may just go ahead and give it to him. You know, maybe some kind of transfer on death deed. That's a new thing in Mississippi that I really like. Give them their transfer on death deed, and so when dad passes away, everybody automatically gets their 2.5 acres.
Yeah, Turner House, man, please don't charge me for this, man. Look out for you, boy. This is my last question, I promise. But yeah, man, my girl, she had walked inside Walmart the other day, and it was a wet flow sign down, but she tripped and fell in some water that was under the wet flow sign, and somebody was mopping it up. And also, they told her to watch out before she walked by the wet flow sign and fell. Can she get some money for that? Because they should have told her louder to not walk by that wet flow sign and that water that was visibly on the floor. And she needs to still get paid for it. She got hurt bad. Oh, that's a bad case. Because it's a wet flow sign and somebody tell her to watch out. Man, I thought you was a good lawyer.
Last one is number 12. Last one's the big one for me because it's really tough to explain sometimes. Like, every time you are injured on somebody's property or just injured in general, you're not always entitled to money for your personal injuries. And that's hard for people to understand that. Especially when they're hurt, they go through a whole lot. And I understand you are severely hurt. But let's say you're driving and you run into the back of the car in front of you. 9 out of 10 times, that accident is your fault. And so because you're seriously injured, you think you entitled to some money, it's going to be a long fight uphill. And so you should consult a lawyer. But I'm just telling you right now, that's an incident where you probably won't get any money for your injuries. You might get a little something, but you won't get all your bills covered. Or let's say you walking in the store and you see something with a warning sign on it, and a caution sign and a wet force sign, all 3 in one, but you still walk over that area and slip and you severely injured. Because you had all those warning signs, that's not a good case. You will not get paid for your injuries. So I know you're seriously hurt and you know it's real bad effect on your life. But if the accident is your fault or the fault is your fault, you are not going to get any money. And the third big one, what hurts the worst, is when the accident is not their fault. And there's just no insurance anywhere. And so if there's no insurance anywhere, you are not going to get paid for your injuries, unfortunately. You get a judgment against that person, but then you hoping you can compensate check or anything like that. So that's tough for people to understand. Just because you're injured doesn't mean you're always going to get money for your injuries. And so that's the end of my list. If this video get a lot of good reception, a lot of views and likes, I might do another one on some more myths. I thought of a whole bunch of them, and I had to limit it down to just 13. Not 13, I'm sorry. I had to limit it down to 12, and that was tough. And so I may do another video like this soon. So if you know any myths, got a question about any myths in regards to legal laws and legal situations, comment below. I want to see what you guys say on what y'all think is a myth, what you might not think is a myth, and you may think I've got one wrong, And so, that's why I say consult with a lawyer in your area. I'm in Mississippi. It might be different in other states. And so, back to number 12, people are people are trying to get paid for their injuries because they're injured. And so that kind of ties into hey, you may not get no money for that because you was at fault for something. But I did do a video about class action lawsuits to where you may be eligible for some money for a case that you forgot that you were injured for. And so please check out my last video about class action lawsuits that you should consider joining. And that should be popping up on the screen now. And I appreciate y'all taking the time to watch this video. Thank you. See you on the next one.